InshaAllah. So now what we have from our SMC family and all the talks last week, inshaAllah. Zishan, make some good questions up please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Ya Sayyidi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you for sharing profound teachings of naani, lisani and jani last week. It was very informative. Can we relate these traits with the different levels of nafs?
Everything can be related. So definitely that's what we tried to talk tonight, that most important is our relationship with Allah. This will explain all the relationships we have with people. People don't seem to seem a parallel. They think they're sincere with Allah, and that's why these teachings come back for people to realize, what you're talking about sincere. Then at the same they'll email that, oh the people around me are lisani, they say they're going to help me, they say they're my friend, they say this, they say that, but oh you will never see them. If you have a difficulty they run, hide from you because they're only to the effect of lisan. And then you think, oh that's a coincidence. That's not a coincidence, this is the reflection of a mirror. That's why we go back into our lives and start to see that the people around me is a reflection of me. Sincere people, they don't attract the naani who want something because they're sincere, they will push it away. They don't keep those type of people to be brought near. And lisani, they're loving to them but they know they're just by tongue, they're not going to help, they're not going to support, they're not going to do nothing. So why put so much effort on someone who you know is not going to do anything? But those whom come and they give their heart and soul with you, you can build a mawlid in every city. We're now going to put inshaAllah a food bank in Vancouver. We're looking for our warehouse, inshaAllah the next few months be finished and it's going to happen. InshaAllah with the will of Allah, the barakah of Sayyidina Muhammad. We don't need thousands. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. InshaAllah if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below. The programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans, Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also be so kind as to leave loving comments and please share the stream, every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You just need a few good men and the earth can move. One believer can move a mountain from one place to the next. So this is about sincere people, teaching people how to be sincere with Allah, with their Lord and their Creator. If they're not sincere with their Creator, how they're going to be sincere with you? That's why it's worthless. Relationship counseling, all this is rubbish and garbage. First relationship that counts is with our Creator. If you don't fear eternal punishment and Jahannam and darkness and difficulty of the grave, how are you going to fear people? And they go counseling and talk and talk and talk, what's this? So it means our relationship is first with the Creator, with Allah, love for Sayyidina Muhammad. That's why the shaykhs focus on that. The email family counselling, there's no family counselling, we don't do family counselling. Make your connection with Prophet, make your connection to Allah, make sure all of that is with sincerity. Do your salawat, do your zikr, do all your practices and Allah will change you But Allah doesn't change you, your family, anything until you change your condition. So the primary condition is what? Is our relationship with our Creator, our relationship with Prophet. So this is the secret for everything. But everybody, just that verse, people think this is only for like political things. We don't change a condition of a people until they change what's within themselves. Means your home is not going to change just because you want to go sit down and do counselling. Allah says, I'm not changing. Allah's keeping the condition of your home exactly the way He wants it. All the counsellors in the world won't be able to solve what Allah is not going to allow to be solved. What were they going to do? They can't even move a piece of furniture if Allah doesn't want it moved. More or less the hearts of people. Only one who has control of the heart of a person is Allah. So it means that all counselling, all teaching is based on what the shaykhs do. Naqshbandiya are specialists in counselling and sociology, psychology, archaeology and every type of science. Why? Because the reality is what? Make your relationship correct with Allah. Learn to love your Creator, be honest and loyal and truthful to your Creator, to His most beloved servant Sayyidina Muhammad, love all the Prophets, then we're good. As a result of that being correct, you understand how to be sincere with people. Your work people, your family people, your children and your shaykh. Otherwise what you're going to do telling the shaykh, I love you, but you're not doing anything with your faith, you're not doing any type of action. So this is the whole of psychology is based on tariqah teachings, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
The shaykh is a true mirror in which we see our reflection. How can we align and tune our energy so that his character reflects in ourselves?
Get the meditation book, inshaAllah. Get the energy book, study the course curriculum. For new people who are coming on, inshaAllah, we have all our books, the moderators will put the links onto the books. Get how to meditate, how to do the energy practices, what is the divine energy and qudra, all of this. This is the whole concept of our tariqah and its muraqabah and meditation, is get rid of yourself by meditating. And you meditate with the presence of the shaykh in front of you saying that, I'm nothing, I want to be nothing, I am the source of all my troubles, and make yourself to disappear and vanish. Only then, and that was the binary teaching, when you become nothing the shaykh will begin to appear. But if you see Satan, the accursed one, makes this whole world the reverse of his teachings. You're the one and everything about you're the one, you're the best one, you're the greatest one. So he's countering Divinely teachings. So this is why we teach what we teach. The more you can make yourself to be a dot, the more the appearance of the shaykh will appear. And as a result of that appearance, then the perfection of that energy and that light appears within the servant, inshaAllah. That's the reality of the divine mirror, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
Please can you expand on that quantum AI demons will be creating immense fitna with dajjal, be using these technologies to control weather and raise the dead?
Yeah, that was the summary of the whole thing, that how to expand about shaitan's technology. The main thing is to understand these bullet points, that already they have equipment to bring back the dead. They can bring back an energy, an image with deep fake videos. They can reproduce from your ancient grandfather's photo images that will completely regenerate videos. With just a sample of the voice they can reconstitute an entire dialogue on video. So already the AI, generative AI has the ability to produce and reproduce and animate and do everything. So already that is on this earth. That's why we said the dajjal is present, and his jinn nations and jinn minions who help, these are their technologies. So his tech is all AI because 19, right? So the 19 of Prophet and this is the 19 of Dajjal, because they copy everything from the heavens. The 19 of Prophet are what? That there are 19 guardians guarding, and the 19 is in relationship to Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And 19 is in the Muhammad, Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussain, in those huruf. So this is all the secret of 19. The Dajjal of 19 and the delusion and illusion, that is a deception. So he's deceiving people what really 19 is. So he makes it based on AI, it's artificial intelligence, not real ulum. It's not a haqqaiq. So that's why we say Muhammadan haqqaiqs. He can't lie and say, this is a truth. So he has to come and say, no, this is artificial knowledge, and this is then their system. So with their knowledges are coming out as artificial, the ability to manipulate the weather through their technologies and understandings, the ability to reproduce people and images and voices, and all of what Dajjal is going to bring upon this earth to create deception, deceit. That's the whole concept. So as much as you can imagine or not imagine deception, and using all of the shayateen and all of these quantum computing at 19. So they're going to bring out the quantum computers, and they have now the systems in which to read your thoughts. Those 19 shots, the shots that they made everybody to get was for what? So that the nanoparticles would enter into the body, and those nanoparticles people have to go back and research, is a technology. So they put the tech inside the body, and this tech will interact with all of the chips that they have now coming out on the phones and computers and laptops. And if anyone doubts it, it's already existing in nature, and those are called parasites. So little tiny microorganism that Allah creates called a parasite. And see how parasites function and how they can hijack the functioning of a human being. And these scientists by the help of the jinn are producing artificial parasites that they can put into this human being and interact with the person and overtake the person's abilities and functionalities. So this is all on this earth now, that's why we say it's a great deception. That footprint is already walking on this earth. They have already the intention to take over Mecca, Medina, and they have videos saying that they're intending to do that. So this is already a time right now in our lives that has appeared. Anyone doesn't see that, they're blind. Anyone doesn't hear that, they're deaf, and nobody can help the deaf and dumb. InshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam rahmatullah.
I learned how there is certain symbolism that is considered satanic and mainly used by entertainment industry. However, I've noticed the same symbolism being used in some Islamic videos. If you can please shed some light on this.
Yeah, I don't know if they're using the symbolism, teaching by the symbolisms, putting it out in the video to teach people. But yeah, I would just take the knowledges that we're teaching and don't worry about hunting for symbols. Now you become obsessed and focused on the wrong thing. Understand the knowledge of it, that what is the symbol? Not where you're going to find it, and so I found it in this chocolate, then I found it on this Muslim man's hand, then I found it on this video and that video, and you kind of lost the subject matter. The matter is that that symbol, what does it represent? So what does the triangle represent? This is from our teaching, so you go back and say the upward triangle has to do with the soul, and they have a one eye in there. And Prophet describes, your Lord is not one-eyed, means any relationship to the soul and the upward triangle has to do with the soul and the heavens. The downward triangle is with your body. So they're trying to say that they have control over the soul, there's the upward triangle, and that they have the one eye that is able to see everything, the whole seeing eye. And they say now they can see you, they can understand your movement, they can do everything. So they already implemented their all seeing eye physically before spiritually. So we teach the symbols, we teach what they mean, not to hunt for them, don't worry about that. You don't have to go to other people's videos, just watch ours. Otherwise you just confuse ourselves looking at this, looking at that, become disturbed. Remember whatever you focus on focuses on you. So take the haqqaiq, take the realities, follow the shaykh's teachings, that's enough. Learn all of its realities by the time you have, until they haven't taken the internet down and they haven't stopped all of these things. Try to accumulate your knowledge and ulum from the Muhammadan haqqaiq, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
Is writing the last chapter of our life also simultaneously creating its reality?
It's towards the reality of manifesting, but the power of manifesting is if you write the last chapter then you're asking to achieve that last chapter, because you write the last chapter of your life, I want to die pious, I want to die religious, I want to die with love of Prophet, I want to die at the threshold of Prophet, I want to achieve this reality, achieve this, achieve this, achieve this. Then post that last chapter and every day ask yourself in your meditation, are you closer to that chapter or not? Then the choices you make in life, are they taking you to the chapter or we're going in a different direction? That's the purpose of the last chapter. So definitely if you're working on it, it's now beginning to manifest. So in everything in life. So what do you want in life? Write it down. What do you want to achieve in life? Write it down. So that you have some sort of a direction. You ask some people, what are you doing? And they absolutely don't know, I don't know, they can't even answer correctly. This is not correct. Would you imagine that the holy companions would talk like that? No, they're very sharp, very strong people. So it means write your course down, where is it going to manifest, how is that going to manifest, what are you planning, what are you trying to do, what is everything that is trying to be accomplished. Then you understand this is a person whom is on a path and he's trying to make that to accomplish. So what are you doing? I don't know. What are your plans for this? I don't know. How do you plan to achieve that? I don't know. Yeah, this just lazy people, this is not the sharp and strong people. You have to have everything mapped out in life, because life comes to you like a storm, and if you don't have a strong understanding of your purpose and direction, then imagine the storms come and blow you all over the place. So everything is very disciplined, tariqah is very disciplined, inshaAllah. That's why I say email and read, you get the articles, you get the guidelines, how to do this, how to do that. And those replies are enough. Meditate, contemplate, take your muhasabah, take your writing, write and start writing all that you're supposed to be achieving and figure out how you're supposed to get there. It's very important to be organized in tariqah because tariqah puts out strong, organized people. It's not the place to be lazy and or just sort of not caring about anything, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Ya Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Is our name in heavens related to the name of our authority, the shaykh? Please forgive for the bad adab, Sayyidi.
Is our name in heavens related to the authority of the shaykh?
Authority, our shaykh.
Our authority, our shaykh?
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
Saying, is our name in heavens related to the name of our authority, which is our shaykh?
Our Rabb.
Rabb.
Is it related to the shaykh's name? Don't know, I don't know what that question means, inshaAllah. But we have our names and those names are governed by our attribute, and who our shaykh is something different. So it means who I am and the reality of myself of what Allah has written for me is my reality. My reality exists within the reality of my shaykh, because how can the shaykh guide me if I'm not from that reality? So there's a light and my light must be within the light of my shaykh, and as a result my shaykh is guiding me to that destination. Then common sense would tell you, if the shaykh has nothing to do with your light and not even in the vicinity of your light, how he could be your shaykh? So it has to be an interrelated reality. And just like the shaykh, he's from the light of Prophet, otherwise how he's guiding people back to that reality. So from the light of Prophet then the shaykh is from that light, and as a result that light when it comes out it attracts people to that light which already exists within the light of Sayyidina Muhammad minhi wa minhum. So that they are from that light and you will find Prophet in that light. So then this is a deep reality that mirrors. So the students whom trying to achieve their reality, those whom give their jaan, then what happens? They'll find the shaykh's light within them because they're coming from that light of the shaykh and the shaykh will be present within them. Minhi wa minhum, again because that reality mirrors. That's why when they find themselves they'll find their authority. So their lower authorities, those are from bad desires, bad character. Soon as they destroy those, then the heavenly authority that begins to govern them is the shaykh's light within them. And as a result of the shaykh's light within them then becomes the Rabb that's governing them, because now it's talking and moving into the heavenly authorities, which is what? Ati'ullah, ati'a Rasul, ulul amri minkum. So the people of Amr. So there must be an Amr on top of every soul. So these are oceans of the ulul Amr. Ulul Amr, so they have from Alif the Mim of Sayyidina Muhammad and the Ra because they're Rabbaniyun and they're the Arbab. So that ulul Amr His light is within the light of that servant. Feekum, when Allah described Prophet feekum is within you. The extremist madhab said, no, is around you. But light around you, in you is the same. If your light and Prophet's light is outside of you, it's inside of you because light goes in and out, there's diffusion of light. Because they don't think in light, they think in physical form. When Allah is saying eternally through Holy Qur'an that Prophet feekum means as soon as the Muhammadan light appears next to you it goes inside of you. So that light is inside of you, inside of the servant. The shaykhs represent that Muhammadan light because they're inside of Muhammadun Rasulullah. As they walk on this earth they spread the light of Muhammadun Rasulullah. So as soon as the servant is making tafakkur and muraqabah, then that haqqaiq is beginning to open into the heart and souls of people. And that's why we describe the bayat is something that you don't break, because now that light is inside the servant. If you try to break, then Allah said, what happens? You broke to the detriment and destruction of your own soul, because his light is inside of you. How are you pulling the light of the shaykh out? You can't. So that's why it's so detrimental for somebody to try to break their bayat. It's not something that can be broken. It means the servant has to go through the door of immense difficulty to achieve what that bayat it has to achieve. So there is no breaking the bayat, it's just breaking the nafs now. Someone pulls their allegiance, it's a sign that Allah is now to break their nafs. Because the soul can't be torn, you can't pull the reality of the soul out. So it means it's just the servant entering now from ruhani into the door of nafsani. And then that nafsani Allah will bring a difficulty for the servant to reach what Allah wanted them to reach through beatific. But they followed the nafs and now they go through difficulty to reach that reality. Because this is soul and light which cannot be taken out. You can't take the light and the love of Prophet out of the servant. As soon as it entered in, it stays in. If your nafs starts to mess with all of those things, then the nafs will be washed and purified. But that soul will remain and achieve what Allah wanted it to achieve, but through a much more difficult path. That's why we say, even for all of humanity, where is this true? The proof of what I'm talking about, where is it true? Maut. Why death? Why didn't the end of our journey be like a beautiful science fiction movie where we just go to a field and say, my Lord I'm ready, and I can just my soul would just go and my body would just fall onto the earth. It could be a very beatific departure. Why we had to go into the dirt and someone throw dirt onto us? That's when it becomes the judgment of ruhani and nafsani. That, oh, you kinda didn't follow what your soul needed, so let me put you in this dirt for 40 days and we're going to make it nafsani. Otherwise awliya describe even the death of the awliya is like taking hair out of the ghee, just comes right out. Because their whole life they train to leave their body. So all the muraqabah, tafakkur and contemplation they teach the same thing, that do your counting now to the best of your ability. You fill the gap with the immense love of Prophet to intercede for us, and train to bring all the characteristics and badness down so that your soul leaves like it should leave, like a beatific departure into the hand of power. They see the pious death, they see a hand that approaches them, Allahu Haq, and immediately the soul surrenders into that ocean of power. So we see that reality, every man will taste of death, what Qur'an says. Why? Because Allah's will has to be done. You don't escape God's will. So, I don't have to do it, I don't have to, don't do it. But you will do it at the maut. People say, I'm not going to follow, I'm not going to do this Islam, I'm not going to, don't do it, don't do it. But God forbid you're going to feel the immense difficulty in the grave. And everybody follows God's will as soon as they enter the grave, because the game is over, free will is finished, and now comes azab or beatific oceans of haqqaiqs and realities, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum, beloved Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
From amidst the reality of Imam Hassan alayhi salam and Imam Hussain alayhi salam, do
Alayhi
they
salam.
embody inverse reflections, one diplomacy and one of jihad? How do we know which is necessary?
Fi dunya hasanat wa akhirah hasanat wa qina adhaban nar, both of them are necessary. Allah didn't say one. For dunya you need Imam al-Hassan for what? Go back to our teachings. Which sifat of Allah is the reality and the light of Imam al-Hassan is sifat al-Rahman, al-Arsh istawa, the governing authority of all manifest creation is sifat al-Rahman. Hello?
We can hear you,
Can you
Sayyidi.
see me?
No, we can't see you, but we can
Yeah,
hear
the
you.
power went out. Can you see me now?
Naam Sayyidi.
Okay, power went out when we said that, so the generator just went on, alhamdulillah. That was nice from Imam al-Hassan salam. Boom! Why? Sifat ar-Rahman, Rahim, Noon, light. So all manifest light in this mulk is what? Is light. Rahim, there's no light, it's malakut, you don't see it. So sifat ar-Rahman bihaqq al-Imam al-Hassan salam. So means everything under the authority of mulk needs to be under the intercession and love of Imam al-Hassan to have the sweetness of character, the goodness of character. So our life is to be with Ahlul Bayt and to love the Ahlul Bayt, and this is a address of rahmah upon the servant, a mercy. Rahman is rahmah. And as a result of the love of Ahlul Bayt, then Prophet directs us to our soul, and our soul has to have a love for Imam Hussain. Why? He represents sifat ar-Rahim because it has the hayy and has the ya yaqeen. So means then how to be a person of sacrifice. Sacrifice yourself, sacrifice bad character, sacrifice all these bad desires, so that to be with Imam al-Hussain. And both these beloved grandchildren, they hold the eyes of the reality of Prophet. Jat al-Hassani wal-Husaini qurratul ayni. This is the beatific eyes in the Muhammadan haqqaiq of insan kamil, Prophet's eyes, the light in which Allah created the eyes of the Prophet is from Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussain, and their lights are the eyes of Prophet in the world of light. And from it comes Rahman, and from Imam al-Hussain comes Rahim. So awliya inherit, if they can inherit from that reality, a nur from Imam al-Hassan. So anyone they look at, a nur will replenish their nur, and their inheritance from Imam al-Hussain will be Bahrul Hayat, that give back their eternal life into their soul. So anyone whom they feel their soul power is going and diminishing, by looking at the face of these awliya, then this light and hayat dresses them. So there's a reason for their face being propagated and the reality of their reality, of what lights dress their reality. inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
As the month of Hajj is approaching, we want to know what is the significance of kissing the black stone during Umrah and Hajj, and is there any exchange of energies?
Sure, as the month of Hajj is approaching you have to get the Hajj book because of the immense realities. Everything on Hajj is a reality and a deep reality. So the holy Kaaba is the heart of Prophet. Soon as you enter into the holy precincts of Haramain, why? Because the presence of Prophet is sitting right there. The arwah and the soul of Prophet is sitting right at the heart of the Kaaba, right at the Kaaba. The two doors are the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad and his ring is the Hajar al-Aswad. That's why there's a silver and then the black stone is the ring of Prophet. If the soul of Prophet is there, that's what makes the Kaaba to be holy. It's not the stones because we're not stone worshippers, we didn't go there to see stones. They say Baytullah but Allah is not there. But Allah made that to be holy by what? Nabi'een. Allah when He describes Allah is with who? Nabi'een, Siddiqeen, Shuhada'i wa Saliheen, and this is the best of company, Allah is with them. So as a result of blessed souls being there, and those blessed souls are the great lovers of Allah, Allah's love and muhabbat is there. Otherwise Allah has no direction, how you could say Allah's there? Allah's love is there because He brought the souls of those whom love Him most. First being Sayyidina Muhammad. If Prophet has a soul in the light there because he has many locations, if his light is there, one of his lights are there, then who's there with him? Nabi'een, all 124,000 Prophets, Siddiqeen, all 124 Siddiqeen, Shuhada, all 124 Shuhada, Saliheen, all 124,000 Saliheen. This Hajj time then becomes loaded powers. So yes, most definitely just coming into the precincts you'll be dressed and blessed with immense power and all badness taken away. And in that same location don't do haram because it will be written million times more haram. And we have all the teachings in the book about that. So it's important to read the haqqaiqs before you go Umrah and Hajj. Otherwise you go, come back and you feel ashamed, oh I didn't know any of these things, I didn't think anything like that, because every knowledge is a power. If you go ignorant somewhere you come back ignorant. If you go knowledgeable then when you go you're asking Allah, I read, Ya Rabbi for my shaykh this haqqaiq, dress me from it. Let me to be dressed by the presence of Prophet, let me to be dressed by the reality of Zamzam, that the Zamzam is a fountain from the Kawthar. Let me to drink from its haqqaiq, not only the Zamzam but grant me from the reality of the Kawthar within it. So everything is based on seeking knowledge, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
What is the significance of Prophet return to conquer Makkah without shedding a single drop of blood in relation to our spiritual journey?
Alhamdulillah, I think we have that also in the Hajj books, Shaykh, that it's all in the articles of the Hajj, that our life is to copy the struggle of Prophet. The 13 years in Mecca means that we have to struggle with our heart to submit. Heart is the Kaaba, is the house of Allah. So we have to struggle at the first state of Mecca where 13 years we have to fight our bad character until one day Allah opens for us, now enter into Madinatul Munawwarah, now enter into my city of lights. That's when the servant has fought the physicality and his nafs and now entered into his ruhani, into the reality of his soul, because his soul is the city of lights. Right? Your soul is from the light of Prophet, it's madani, it is the real Madinah. The city of lights is the soul, but the soul is from Muhammadun Rasulullah. If you're dressed in that light, blessed in that light, now when you're dressed with light and perfection and you're in the presence of Muhammadun Rasulullah, when you go back to Mecca, what do you go back? You go back as Muhammadun Rasulullah. Of course you enter La ilaha illallah with no fight. But first La ilaha illallah, no, you're filled with all sorts of desires and there's no oneness, no muwahhid, there's nothing of oneness for that servant. They're fighting just trying to submit. So it's 13 years of struggle and fight in which Allah then opened up the world of light and the reality and the ishq of muhabbat of Sayyidina Muhammad. Then with the dress of Muhammadun Rasulullah, go back now to your heart and make it the house of Allah, and everything will run from you because you're coming with the light of Muhammadun Rasulullah and establish the throne upon the heart, in which your heart is haramain. No haram enter into your heart, no evilness enter into your heart, and it's La ilaha illallah and the light of Muhammadun Rasulullah. Ma fi qalbi ghayrullah Nur Muhammadun sallallahu. So of course there's not going to be any more battle at that time for that reality. But can you take over the Kaaba without being Muhammadun Rasulullah? Impossible. So this is all the importance of what Prophet did. And when Prophet left Mecca to enter to Madinatul Munawwarah, you can't enter into the world of light and into the city of light without taking the turuq. That's why Prophet didn't go straight to Medina, he went to the cave with Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Why? To establish the Siddiqiyya path and the tariqas. Naqshbandiyatul Aliyas from Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq is the soul of all tariqas, that is the tariq. You have to go to the cave, what the cave symbolizes, then you enter into the city of lights. So all tariqas have that cave reality, they all have to stop in the cave and then enter into Madinatul Munawwarah, because the cave symbolizes entering the heart of Prophet so that you enter into the true city of lights, which is the qalb al-Muhammadiyya, the heart of Prophet. This field is rich with immense realities. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa bi sirri Surat al-Fatiha. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. Inshallah, if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below, the programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans: Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also, be so kind as to leave loving comments and please share the stream. Every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.